Hi guys, my name's Saffy Sprocket and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing motorcycle theft, in particular keyless ignition theft. So how easy is it to steal a keyless bike? Well, it's as easy as that. And today we're going to be talking about the growing issue of cybercriminals in the automotive world. In particular, keyless ignitions and rising motorcycle theft. Now, this isn't an issue that's limited to motorcycles. In fact, it's a common issue of vehicles in general, and it's a massive problem across the globe. We're living in an age where convenience is king, and one motorcycle amenity that's gaining popularity is the keyless ignition system, also known by names such as keyless start, keyless push-button start, intelligent key, and smart key. Whatever you want to call it, this feature allows you to fire up your motorcycle's engine without fumbling for your key in your pocket or your purse. Whilst keyless ignition systems in motorcycles are a relatively new feature, they began appearing in cars in the later 1990s. But how exactly do they work? These keyless systems use RFID, or radio frequency identification. Long story short, your keyless ignition has an antenna that picks up a unique signal sent to it by your key fob. When that antenna reads the correct identification signal, the electronic system grants you access to the bike's ignition, and you can then start the bike and ride away. Now, the main advantage of a keyless ignition system is, of course, convenience. Knowing you have your key in one of your pockets and not having to go digging around for it saves a lot of time. Switching off your bike is equally convenient. All you need to do is press the start/stop button and walk away from your machine. For the food delivery world, it certainly amounts to a lot of progress in terms of delivery timings. However, for all the other riders, it comes with some daunting consequences. Now, everything has both a good and a bad side, and keyless ignition systems are no exception. Nowadays, criminals can easily get their hands on the equipment required in order to make your motorcycle vanish in literally seconds.
So I had this RFID reader delivered to my home in less than 6 hours, and the copiers, the writers, and the relay systems are just as easy to get hold of. So obviously I don't have a keyless ignition, but what I do have is a garage key, which also relies on RFID technology. So if you do have an automated garage, remember that these keys are also vulnerable. Now, the benefits of these kinds of keys is that obviously the moment you stop pressing the button, the signal stops being transmitted. For example, so loud. However, my key is still giving off a very low signal. So if I was to increase the frequency of the reader, it still continues to pick it up, which I had no idea about, by the way. I don't know about you, but traditionally, I was the kind of person who would store her keys by the front door. Not after this, obviously. But I was always the kind of person who would want to keep my keys where I could easily find them, which is, just subsequently by the front door. However, obviously with this giving off a signal that's able to be picked up from the outside of my home, with a gadget that cost me £40 and took 6 hours to deliver, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
It's possible that a thief in close proximity to you could sniff out the radio signal given off by your key fob, replicate it, and then run it through various unlock codes in order to make off with your motorcycle. Another workaround is that a thief can easily operate by boosting the signal of an RFID reader, bypassing the need for unlock codes altogether. Since a key is never really that far away from the vehicle, especially when it's parked at home, boosting signals and hacking codes is easier than ever. There's no brute force, no broken steering lock, the thief just fires up the bike and rides away to the chop shop. So you might be thinking, well hey, I'll just ensure my bike has a traditional set of keys. But the reality of the situation is that when it comes to motorcycle advancements in the automotive industry, if history has taught us anything, it's that it's only a matter of time before this technology is adopted as an industry standard. I personally believe that it's highly likely that all new production motorcycles will be fitted with keyless ignition systems as standard by 2030. But not all hope is lost. There are other solutions on the market. For example, one of them that I'm going to be showing you today is a signal blocking Faraday box. Now, signal blocking boxes and pouches are commonly used to help prevent thieves from gaining access to the unique signal that your fob will send to your vehicle. However, these boxes aren't just limited to protecting your bike keys. They also help to protect wireless banking cards, work security access fobs, and almost any security device that gives off a signal. Now, there are many pouches and boxes on the market that claim to be able to block signals. However, I always recommend using a reputable company like TheftBlock. TheftBlock produce signal blocker boxes, and they're constructed with premium materials to ensure that it not only lasts the test of time, but it also looks pretty snazzy. Of course, there are other steps that you can take in order to help secure your bike, like religiously watching your CCTV 24 hours a day, ready to break some thieves' legs with a rather heavy potted plant. You may look like a crazed lunatic, but you know what? It might just work. However, for a solution that's less likely to end up with you in prison, Faraday boxes like the Theft Box are certainly the way to go.
If you want to learn more about TheftBlock and their signal blocking boxes, I've left a link in the description where you can go ahead and click on. In the meantime, ride safe, stay crazy. My name's Saffy Sprocket, and I'll see you next week.
Saffron, you forgot one thing.
What's wrong, Rory? What's the issue?
You need to remember to tell your viewers to hit subscribe in order to support the channel.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Hitting subscribe does help support the channel.
And this way, it means I get to eat more chickens.
Oh yes, Rory, means you get to eat more chickens, like dinosaurs do. He makes a very valid point. I can't really argue. You can't argue with this.